Okay, let's start about Google operators, Google search operators. The first one is double quotes or double quotation. We have phrase search. We say it phrase search. We will put double quotation around a word, a set of words, 2 or 3 words. It means that you are telling Google to consider the exact words in that exact order without any change. It is the main phrase. For example, if you write optimization techniques, the Google search optimization techniques, maybe one text with techniques, optimization, and optimization techniques. But if you use from double quotation at first, double quotation, optimization, blank, techniques, double quotation, only the results must be optimization techniques with the same and with this order, optimization techniques. Okay. Then for some special search that you need this exact phrase, you must use from phrase search. The other operator in Google, it means star. If you include star within a query, it tells Google to try to treat the star as a placeholder for any known terms and then find the best matches. Then a star at the end of, for example, the word with a placeholder is kind of. For example, you search Google star in this phrase. It will give you all the results about Google's products, not that phrase, the products of that phrase. Okay, and we can examine this in web page, but at the end of this slides we have some Google search. Tilde operator, another operator, for example, like this operator, Google Trips, for example. It is a function that result the synonym search, not only the exact search, the search term you specified, but also the terms that maybe Google thinks, the search engine thinks about that will be helpful for you. Okay, for example, maybe you say Google tricks tilde. Okay, it have the results Google tricks, Google tips, Google, for example, techniques, Google pages, and etc. Then by tilde you broaden your search result, you broaden your search domain. The other operator of Google will be Boolean operators, and, or, and not. Okay, it means that some logical relationship between the terms and, between two terms and, between two terms or. Not, it means omit some terms. These Boolean operators improve your search. You can broaden or narrow your your search. Okay, let's talk about this at first. And operator, maybe you use plus. And operator tends to narrow a search and make it focused. The more concepts combined in a search with AND logic, the fewer records will be retrieved. Because if you use AND operator, you must have two terms at the same time. For example, you write optimization techniques. Okay, you in Google have many results. Some texts have optimization, have techniques, have both of them, have some of them, one of them. Okay, but if you use AND operator, optimization plus techniques, only the texts that have both optimization and techniques will be found. Or operator is opposite of AND operator. AND operator, it means that all the terms must be at the same time. But OR operator, it means that some of the terms must be in the text. Then by AND operator, you will narrow your searching. By OR operator, you will broaden your search results. Okay. Another operator is NOT operator. We can use from minus, plus, minus. But what is NOT operator? It will exclude documents that contain that keyword. For example, you will write optimization technique minus neural networks. It means that you want to know about optimization techniques, but you don't want to know about neural network, or you don't need about neural network. It will search about all the documents. They must have optimization and techniques, but if this document have neural network, it will be omitted. This another technique for narrowing your search technique, or littling or smalling your search results in Google. Another important thing in Google is query modifiers. What are the Google query modifiers? Some query words that have some special meaning to Google. They are not operator, but they help you to have sufficient and efficient search. For example, you want to have Google results in some special pages or in some special formats or some special titles. You must use from query modifiers. Okay. Query modifiers are query words that have a special meaning to Google. Typically, these operators modify the search in some way, or even tell Google to do a totally different type of search. Okay, let's see some modifiers and how do they work. The first one is all in URL. If you start a query with all in URL, Google will restrict the results to those with all of the query words in the URL. It means that all of the words that you write in the Google toolbar must be that in the URL, in a special URL, in a special internet address. For instance, all in URL. Digital library will return only documents that have both digital and library in the URL, in the address, in the title of the address. It is the first one. Then by this kind of using Google modifier, really you narrow your Google results, and it can helpful to you if you want to find a specific internet address or a specific internet address topic in some special topics, in some special titles. Okay, the other is all in title. If you start a query with all in title, Google will restrict the results to those with all of the query words in the title, not in the URL, in the title of the document, only title of the document. For example, if you use all in title optimization technique, you have as your results only the documents that have optimization and technique in the title of the document. Maybe the papers in the title must have optimization technique. It is another useful query that help you to find a special, for example, papers or documents with special titles or with a special word in title. And by this kind of work, you will narrow your search technique and your search results. Okay, another thing, all in title, another thing will be define. Okay, what is define modifier? It is very easy and simple, because by using this query define, it will provide a definition of the words you enter. For example, if you use define like this, for example, optimization technique, the Google will explain to you about optimization technique and the meaning of optimization technique, the definition of optimization technique to you. Like here, the query define will provide a definition of the words you enter after it, gathered from various online sources, for example Wikipedia and etc. The definition will be for the entire phrase entered. Example, define digital library. Google will include all the words in the exact order you type them. Not only the definition of digital, or only the definition of library, or maybe the definition reverse of this, library and digital. No, only the definition of digital library. It is very important. The order of writing the terms can affect to the result of this kind of define. Okay, 3 modifiers, all in URL, all in title, and define. Now we want to speak another Google query modifier